The flat fender is all about, usually we call it the village jeep or the Ford jeep or GPW. They call it MB. There are various names given to it, but it's a flat-bedded engine cover on top that you see, which is lying on my left-hand side. If you go there, it's flat on top. That's why it's known as flat fenders. And flat fenders originated from the US, and it is an international club. Very few clubs are there in the world, and we are very happy that we have also launched in Nagaland. We are a group of like-minded people, and we are just not limited to us. We welcome members who would like to join us also. We would like to keep always our doors open, because we do not want to have one-way entry. We have multiple entries that you can come forward and share our dreams, passions and everything. We have this flat fenders. Why? Because we thought a need of the hour. Everybody, well, we are very busy in our own world. We need to have a hobby, maybe a passionate hobby to keep us alive, sometime. We always, from morning to night, probably 8 hours of work or beyond that also. We work all day and we get stressed out, whatever. So it's a hobby that keeps us kicking. It's the hobby that makes us alive, like a small baby that burns inside our passionate heart to see something that what we desire, and we can have a toy, I would say that, a boy's toy, you call it the vehicle, but many other skills are there, many other hobbies that you can correlate. I would feel that we need to have hobbies in our life, and it's good hobby actually. So flat fenders, we thought of having this club to generate, to also have and see that we do not forego all our vintage heritage. We want to upkeep all our traditional culture besides the vehicle antiques. Anything that you desire for your village, probably the ancestral heirloom that your parents may be having, your forefathers may be having, we would like that to be incorporated among each other. We want to encourage. We also would like to have a museum. We would also like to safeguard the bungalows of IBs, the bridges or wherever, whichever is vintage, antique, whatever. We would like to store it so that people would come and see that the legacy that we have, the great legacy that we have been having, where Nagas are sought after for.
We came to know each other through the Hornbill Peace Rally. There we found each other, a group of vintage vehicle enthusiasts whose passion was there to preserve these heritage vehicles. So slowly We got to know each other, we discuss with each other, and to help each other and support each other. We formed this club originally in 2020, and then we were registered with the government this year, sometime in April. When we speak of the Hornbill World War II peace rally, I think it is very significant because the World War, both the first and the second, in the first also, we had our Naga levies who went to France. Then in the Second World War, the war came to us in the Battle of Kohima, which is also known as the Stalingrad of the East, where the tide of the war against the imperial forces of Japan turned. And not only the defeat of the Japanese forces in Kohima, but Kohima became the launching pad for the Allied forces to chase after the Japanese army and eventually to defeat them during the Burma campaign. These wars had a very deep social as well as political impact on us Nagas. It changed our awareness. It brought about and fostered political as well as social awareness and perspectives. So we can say that this was a very important event. Many of these jeeps, the village jeeps, which we see today, when the Allied forces retreated from here, in gratitude to our Naga fathers and grandfathers who fought with the Allied forces, who guided them, who scouted for them, who gathered intelligence for them. The Allied forces, the generals were so happy, so they gave away a lot of these jeeps to us. So therefore, it is a heritage. These are our heritage vehicles. That is why we in Nagaland Flat Fenders Club, we decided that we must not let this rot away. Already, how many village jeeps have been turned into scrap, sold at a pittance? Our heritage vehicles just started to disappear. And therefore, we said, no, let us form a small club, and later on we'll invite members, fellow enthusiasts, and let us preserve a little bit of this heritage. So therefore, that is our raison d'etre for the club. And I appreciate today all of you for coming here and supporting us, and we look forward to cooperate with all of you in our venture. The Willis Jeep is an icon. Today, most of the World War II military analysts have declared it as the greatest war machine of all time. Why? What is the justification? Because it was used in every theater of the war, be it in the deserts, be it in the snow-clad mountains of Europe, be it in the icy wastes of Russia, the Americans have given a lot of Willys, or in the steaming jungles of Burma, Nagaland, where we know on the ground how difficult it is for vehicles to maneuver. Therefore, the Willys and the Ford Jeeps 4x4 has become a classic, a loved icon by many flat fender clubs all across the world, in France, in England, Italy, America, Thailand, Philippines, everywhere. So I think it is very, very appropriate that in Nagaland also we have this club. This club is to foster that interest, to help anybody who wishes to restore their vehicle. The sourcing of spares, these spares are now so rare. We will help them. Finding the right mechanics for them, we will help them. And so forth. So that is the core principle of our club.
I feel like I'm not here to give some advice or encouragement or nothing of that sort. But then I stood up to say that I feel privileged to be a part of this program. And as both the president and the secretary of the club have said something about these flat fender vehicles. It's a Jeep model which has become a rarity now. What I heard earlier, I think from our late Sir Tim Jinto, I think, he said like there were lots of Willys Jeeps in Kohima, Mokchun area, but then during the 70s and early 80s, we heard that people from Shillong came and procured, they bought the Willys Jeep and they took it to Shillong. That's what I was informed. So likewise, it has become a rarity, but just forming the club of the flat fenders is not just owning a vehicle. Their vision, their theme to preserve and flourish customs, heritages is very encouraging. And I wish the club members to, I know most of them, people of, let me say, like, people of social standing. So I know that the club members can contribute a lot to the society in preserving the heritage as well as bringing about unity in the society also. As of now, earlier there were drug addicts, alcohol addicts. They are still there, but then the new addictions which we see today is tribalism addiction and modern day technology addiction. So let us all try to work hard and in our own capacities try to do away with this tribalism. We all care for each other a lot, but then due to technology nowadays, even a small incident happens in the comforts of one's room, maybe sitting over a pack, and everybody start texting, and then it creates social disharmony, and it contributes to tribalism and all. So let us all try to do away with those and try to work for the unity and integrity of our society. And I'm sure, like the clubs like Nagaland Club, Fenders, Nagaland Bikers, you all can contribute a lot to the society. And I wish all of us here the very best, and I'll always be there. If I can be of any help, I'll always be there. And thank you once again.
Ayan,